Hello. I thought I'd come on again and tell my testimony. The Lord has been, He keeps telling me to come on here. So I guess it's time. I have to be obedient to the Lord. Otherwise, I kind of get in trouble. Um, I guess I'll just start from the beginning. I grew up in a house with three siblings, and I wish I could say it was a great upbringing, but it really wasn't. Um, I love my family very much, but it was very chaotic and crazy. And, as a child, you don't know how to express your emotions and your feelings. And oftentimes you get shut down. So I was the kind of kid that was super duper quiet. I didn't talk a lot. And I had three siblings, so it was hard to get a word in edgewise. I went through some traumatic experiences as a very small child. And I can't really talk about it on YouTube. Um, that, really shapes a young brain. It does really affect children in a negative way. And I kind of blocked it out until I was like a teenager. And that's usually when kids act out. And if they have trauma in their life as a young child, oftentimes kids will act out. And I was really good at acting out. I feel bad now for my parents because I did act out. I wanted to run away. I did substances. I drank. And that was a part of my life until I was about 33. And then I got clean. And I'm very proud of that. It was hard. It was difficult to get clean, but I did it. And nowadays, it's easy to be addicted to more things than that. I often struggle with being on the computer too much. A lot of people do. So, anyway, I always had a relationship with the Lord through my trials and tribulations, through my abuses. I went through physical abuse, emotional, spiritual, all of them. I think every one of the abuses. And that does affect people, and people don't like to talk about it. And I understand why, coming from a family that you just never talk about. You never talk about that. That's just not acceptable. But sometimes I think if people know, the reason why we did act out as a teenager, as a young adult, going into adulthood, it makes sense. People might go, oh, okay, that makes sense. You know, partying, partying too much, being irresponsible. But God has just like been with me every step of the way. And having a hard time with relationships, having a hard time like friendships, having a hard time. Often picked friends that were really needy, or I was really needy. One friend. I mean, to me, my story's kind of boring, but to someone out there, maybe my story could be an inspiration to someone that is hurting. I mean, no one said that being on this planet was going to be easy, right? So I was always the scapegoat, and I got blamed for a lot of things, and I didn't feel loved as a child. And that is really painful to admit it. You know, sometimes it takes years to admit to something like that. So, yeah, then I have siblings that, because I was a scapegoat, I think my siblings were groomed to think of me as a certain way, which I'm really not. I'm smart, and I'm not perfect, but I have a great relationship with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. I always try to treat people with respect and kindness and love, and I often got in trouble a lot because people took my kindness as weakness, and then people take advantage of you. And then I think a lot of times when you get taken advantage of one too many times, you just kind of like, boom, that's it. I'm done. And boundaries was never something that we were taught growing up. I've had to learn to speak my mind, but in a loving way. Yeah. I think growing up being the scapegoat, there were certain people in my family that would like embellish situations. A lot of cut downs, a lot of covert accusations, manipulations. There was a lot of manipulation going on in my house. I guess that's why I like to be upfront and frank. But people don't like that. I'm finding out that people don't like when you're too honest. Maybe it just like tweaks a part of them. I don't know. But I wanted to come on here and do what God has been telling me. I think I've done it a few times, but for some reason, sometimes they don't process. They say the video is too long. So hopefully this video is not too long. I, I've gone through a ton of bullying in my life, harassment from the opposite sex, and a ton of bullying almost every place I ever worked. Um, which is really terrible. And now I'm being bullied in a very covert way, but you see, God's given me discernment, so I know exactly when there's a message out. I know. I know who said it. because I asked the Lord for discernment, because we really need to teach our children discernment. We really need to use it in our daily lives, because I've learned more than ever in the last 3 years that people aren't always what they say they are. I've been attacked a lot for choosing this style of just really reading the Bible and spreading the word. And people, it tweaks, the demons in them. They don't like it. The spirit of religion comes out in people. It's like they want to chastise you because you're not doing it the right way, or I can do it better than you, or how could you say that? Stuff like that. But, I'm here to help people. I don't really want to be on YouTube. It's my calling, and it's what the Lord wants me to do, and that's why I'm here. And if people don't like me, it's okay. Ooh, 11 minutes already. If people don't like me, that's okay. You don't have to like me, but you can go away then. You don't like the way I smile, the way I look, the way I talk, the way I act, it's okay. You don't have to like me. You don't have to stalk me. I try to love my enemies. It's hard. I know what they say. But anyway, that's my 12-minute testimony. And I hope that at least one person can benefit from my testimony. Thank you so much.